The mid-range smartphone market has undergone a fascinating evolution over the last year. Navigating global component shortages and shifting economic climates, manufacturers are no longer throwing endless, flashy upgrades at sub-$400 devices. Instead, the focus has pivoted sharply toward refinement, structural durability, and multi-year reliability. Entering this ecosystem is the Samsung Galaxy A27 5G, a device that signals a clear intent from the South Korean tech giant to build a mid-ranger that is genuinely designed to last more than half a decade. Positioned at an introductory price of roughly $350, the Galaxy A27 5G comes with a subtle price bump over its predecessor, the Galaxy A26. However, it earns this increase by addressing several legacy compromises, introducing a more modern design language, bringing a highly capable Qualcomm processor to the table, and guaranteeing unprecedented software support for this price tier. Here is our deep dive review of Samsung's latest attempt to rule the mid-range kingdom. Design and build quality. The end of the notch. For years, Samsung's lower-tier A-series smartphones carried a glaring visual giveaway of their budget status, the outdated teardrop notch. With the Galaxy A27 5G, that compromise is officially history. Samsung has finally brought the modern Infinitio punch-hole cutout to this segment, immediately elevating the front aesthetic to match its more premium siblings like the Galaxy A37 and A57. Turn the phone around, and you will notice a sophisticated glass and plastic hybrid construction. In an impressive move for a device at this price point, Samsung has utilized Corning Gorilla Glass Victus Plus on both the front display and the rear panel. This gives the device an incredibly solid, premium feel in the hand, far removing it from the hollow plastic backs of past mid-rangers. The frame remains plastic with a comfortable flat-edge design that makes the 200-gram chassis surprisingly easy to grip. The rear camera lenses sit flush against the back panel in individual vertical cutouts, flanked by an LED flash that aligns seamlessly with the glass. For protection against the elements, the device carries an IP64 dust and water resistance rating, meaning it can easily withstand heavy rain splashes or accidental dust exposure. Available in a clean black for conservative buyers, the phone also comes in a fresh palette of blue, light green, and light pink for those who want a splash of personality. Display: vivid, smooth, and exceptionally bright. Samsung has rarely missed the mark with its display technology, and the panel on the Galaxy A27 5G is no exception. The device features an expansive 6.7-inch Super AMOLED display with a full HD Plus resolution of 2340 by 1080 pixels. This translates to a crisp density of approximately 385 pixels per inch, making text, UI elements, and media look incredibly sharp. The headline feature here is the fluid 120 Hz refresh rate. Navigating through One UI, scrolling through social media feeds, and playing supported games feels incredibly buttery. The display handles outdoor visibility impressively well, pushing up to 800 nits of brightness under high brightness mode. Whether under direct afternoon sunlight or dim indoor lighting, the panel retains deep contrast ratios, punchy colors, and excellent viewing angles. Performance and hardware. Qualcomm takes the reins. Under the hood, Samsung has opted for Qualcomm's 4nm Snapdragon 6 Gen 3 processor. This octa-core setup features 4 high-performance Cortex A78 cores ticking at 2.4 GHz and 4 efficiency-focused Cortex A55 cores at 1.8 GHz, paired with an Adreno 710 graphics chip. In everyday scenarios, such as jumping between productivity applications, handling multi-tab browsing, and streaming high-definition media, the Galaxy A27 5G runs flawlessly. The processor handles sustained workloads without aggressive thermal throttling, keeping the device cool during casual gaming sessions of titles like Wild Rift or Asphalt. Memory configurations start at a healthy 6 GB of LPDDR4X RAM paired with 128 GB of internal storage, but users can also opt for a higher-tier 8 GB RAM variant with up to 256 GB of storage. Storage expansion is a standout feature here. While premium flagships have abandoned expandable memory, The Galaxy A27 5G keeps the dream alive via a hybrid SIM slot that supports microSD cards up to an enormous 2 terabytes. Camera system. Practicality over megapixel myths. The primary imaging setup on the back of the Galaxy A27 5G utilizes a triple-lens configuration, though the real heavy lifting is done by a single standout sensor. Main camera. A 50-megapixel wide-angle sensor with an f/1.8 aperture and optical image stabilization (OIS). Ultra-wide camera. A 5-megapixel sensor with an f/2.2 aperture for broad landscape shots. Macro camera. A 2-megapixel macro lens with an f/2.4 aperture for close-up photography. The 50-megapixel main sensor is the undeniable star. Thanks to the inclusion of OIS, handheld daytime photos come out incredibly sharp, with realistic color reproduction and deep dynamic range. Low-light photography also benefits heavily from the stabilization, allowing the camera to pull in more light over longer exposures without resulting in blurry, muddy details. The 5-megapixel ultra-wide lens is acceptable for social media but shows typical mid-range soft edges and lower resolving power in tricky lighting. The 2-megapixel macro lens is fun for occasional close-ups, but acts more as a spec sheet filler. On the video front, the rear camera is fully capable of recording crisp 4K video at 30 frames per second, aided by Euro Electronic Image Stabilization (EIS) to keep video panning smooth. Around the front, the 12-megapixel punch-hole camera delivers clear, balanced selfies with accurate skin tones. Battery life and charging architecture. Powering the phone is a hefty 5,000 mAh non-removable battery. Combined with the highly efficient 4-nanometer architecture of the Snapdragon 6 Gen 3 chip, the Galaxy A27 5G easily qualifies as a 2-day phone for casual users. Even under heavy deployment, including prolonged 5G navigation, video streaming, and background audio playback, the device comfortably finishes a demanding day with 35% to 40% battery life to spare. Software. The 6-year promise changes everything. Perhaps the most compelling argument for purchasing the Galaxy A27 5G is its software commitment. Shipping with Android 16 covered by Samsung's intuitive One UI 8.5 skin, the software feels remarkably mature. The interface is clean, features minimal bloatware, and introduces helpful, lightweight Galaxy AI tools to assist with text formatting, voice transcription, and smart photo editing. Final verdict. Value redefined for the long haul. The Samsung Galaxy A27 5G is not an experimental piece of technology. It is a refined, highly practical workhorse. While the slight price increase and modest 25W charging speeds might raise eyebrows, the phone counters beautifully by eliminating the camera notch, adding Gorilla Glass Victus Plus durability, delivering superb 2-day battery life, and providing a class-leading 6-year software upgrade roadmap. If you are shopping for a mid-range device that guarantees an elite display, reliable everyday performance, and years of stress-free ownership, the Galaxy A27 5G stands tall as a premier choice.